Good day folks, my name is Sean and this is Air Photography. Today we're just going to be doing a quick unboxing and setup of the new Mavic 3. We're going to take a look at what all comes inside the box, we're going to get the firmware updated and ready to fly. Now the other thing I will be doing in this video is getting the Mavic 3 paired to the RC Pro. I did order this separately, it came in yesterday. I've already got an unboxing of it on my YouTube channel. For me, I decided to go with the regular Fly More combo, and the reason being is I don't really have an interest in ProRes at this point in time. I'm just a YouTube content creator, I'm not doing anything professionally or commercially. Not yet anyways. Now that may change down the road, but I do all my editing on an iPad and I just really don't want to deal with all those large file sizes. Anything that I do, the 5.1K resolution or 4K is perfectly acceptable. But I did want the smart controller, so I did order it separately. Now some may say that's kind of a waste because you're going to have a controller in the box that you're not going to be using. But the way I look at it is if I ever decide to sell this drone, I can sell it with the original controller and keep the RC Pro. Not to mention if I ever have to send this back in for warranty work, I still have a spare that I can use and I'm not grounded. So let's go ahead and we'll get right into things here. We'll take that cellophane off first. There's a little pull tab there. And we'll pull out the case. Now that box is empty. Everything is contained within this case. So here we have the new case, and it's actually a really nice case. I've seen pictures online, but really they don't do it justice. It's kind of a canvasy material here at the top and kind of a matching leathery material here at the bottom. On the back here you can see we have a zipper at the top, and this thing can act like a pocket, but what it's really for is if you unzip the bottom, you can see now you can put it on the back of luggage. So that's kind of a handy feature. So let's go ahead here, we'll open it up. We have two latches on either side. We have another pocket right here. It looks like it's closed magnetically. We'll now unzip that flap. We'll start taking things out. So we'll just take everything out one at a time and then we'll take a closer look at all the equipment. So there is the drone here. We have one box there. You can see here we have a flap and it has a pocket in it as well. Right now all that's in it is some silica gel. Down in there we have one battery, two batteries, we have the charger, and below that we have the stock controller. And that looks to be about all that's in there. We have all our literature, quick start guide, safety guidelines, USB-C to USB-A cable. I'm assuming this is the charging hub. And yes, indeed, that's exactly what it is. We have two extra data cables depending on what kind of phone you're going to be mounting. We have our ND filters, and they're using the same case they have in the past. I actually really like this case. It's nice and minimal, doesn't take up a lot of space. Comes with an ND4, ND8, ND16, and ND32. We have an extra set of sticks for the controller, and here we have two complete sets of spare props. Here is the charger, and it's really nice this year, nice and minimal. You can see at that end there's a USB-C connector, and there's also a USB-A for charging the controller. One nice thing that you can do this year is you can actually plug this directly into the back of the drone and charge your batteries via the drone. On the side of the charging hub there is a USB-C connector, and we just plug the charger directly into it, and it will charge each battery one at a time, similar to how other hubs have worked in the past. So we have our two spare batteries here. The third battery is installed in the drone. The batteries are not quite as big as I thought they were going to be. I thought they would look a little bit bigger in videos and photos. And here we have the stock controller. We've seen this controller already. This is the exact same controller that comes with the Mini 2 and the Air 2S. So in theory, they should all be compatible with one another. Okay, so we've looked at all the bits and pieces, so let's take a closer look at the drone here. Now the first thing you're going to notice, it has this interesting new kind of gimbal cover. It also somewhat holds the propellers in place and protects those front motors there. I've read a lot of feedback on it. Some people are on the fence about it, some people like it, some people don't. Let's go ahead and we'll take that off. It's just held on there magnetically, and there's a little bit of a clip there, and then it just slides off the front. So let's go ahead there, let's take a good look at that camera. That's the new Hasselblad camera that's included with the Mavic 3. There's two cameras there. The bottom camera is the main camera, and it's the really important one. It's the Micro Four Third sensor. So if you're going to be shooting in any kind of complex lighting environments, low light environments in the nighttime, it's going to perform really well. Above that is the new hybrid zoom camera, and it has a 1/2-inch sensor, and it is capable of up to a 28 times zoom. Now it's kind of a mixture of digital and optical, but definitely it's kind of interesting. I don't know if it's kind of a little bit gimmicky, but I've seen people do some really interesting things with it already, so I'm actually looking forward to testing that out and playing with it. Let's go ahead here, we'll unfold it. So you can see here they have a new two-tone design. And the battery is quite a bit different. In the past, we've always seen batteries that clip on the top or clip underneath, and the battery is part of the body. But with this one, the battery slides into the back, very similar to how the Mini 2 works or the original Mavic Mini, except it doesn't have a door at the back. There's 2 buttons on the side there to release it. The power button is there on the very back. Right above that, we have a flap, and that's where we insert our memory card. And there's a USB-C port right above that. That's how we can plug the drone into a computer to update the firmware, transfer files, and that's also how we charge the drone. If you just get the base package, you're going to get a charger, and you'll just plug it directly into the back of the drone there to charge it. And that's actually kind of a nice feature because this is the first higher-end DJI drone that you can actually charge from a power bank now. Of course, you could do it with the Mini series, but with the Mavic Pro series or the Air series, you weren't able to do that. At the back and the front, we have these new obstacle avoidance sensors. They're angled out to get a better field of view, and as you can see there, they're bubbled, kind of like a 360 lens. Of course, we have 2 more there at the very top, 2 more at the bottom. We have 2 LED lights, and of course there's some sensors at the back. All in all, it's actually a really nice looking drone. These arms are quite a bit thinner than what we have seen in the past, but it just fits the look of it. It actually looks pretty aggressive. So at this point, let's go ahead and we'll get it powered on. We'll connect it to the Fly app, and we'll get the firmware updated. So we'll go ahead here, we'll get everything powered on. New sound there. Now right away you can see it comes up that we need to activate the drone, so we're going to go ahead and do that now. If you don't have a DJI account, you will have to create one and log in. Now it's asking me to activate the DJI Care Refresh. I did purchase it, so we'll go ahead and we'll activate it. It went right into camera view, so let's back out of there, and you can see there that it is showing us that there is a firmware update. If we click on it, it will show us some information about what's being added. So let's go ahead and we will update it now. And it's starting to download now. Now this updating of firmware can take upwards of 5, sometimes even 10 minutes, depending on the size of the download. You just have to sit back and let it do its thing. Sometimes the drone will restart a few times. Sometimes it'll ask you manually to restart it. So you just have to follow the on-screen instructions. So there we go there. You can see the firmware has updated successfully. We get a check mark saying that everything is good. So we can exit out of there. We'll tap on Go Fly. And now we're in the camera view. So now at this point, I'm going to bind it to the new DJI RC Pro. Now there's 2 different ways in which we can bind it. We can use a series of button presses to put it into binding mode, or we can go into the camera view and do it that way. That's probably the simplest way to do it. So let's go ahead and we'll do that. Go to camera view. So we're in the camera view here. We're not going to see anything because we're not connected yet. We'll go to our settings. We'll go over to control and we'll scroll down to the bottom. You can see it says repair to aircraft. So we'll click on that. And then we'll press and hold the power button on the back of the drone until it beeps. And you can see there, they are now paired. If you're interested in the Mavic 3, stay tuned to my channel as I will be doing a lot of testing of it over the coming weeks. I'll do some comparisons against some of the other drones currently available. Some simple tests like return to home, we'll check that out. Maybe a simple hover test to see if we can get close to that 46 minutes. And a few other things along the way. And then of course at about 30 days I'll make my full review after I've had a good amount of time to fly it. Hopefully you enjoyed this video and got some value out of it. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. And we'll see you in the next one.